A spoon, cousin. Why a spoon? Because it'll hurt more, you twit. And that just cracks me up every time I think of anything dull to kill somebody with. But that tip the reaper to ensure that the blade is sharp.
Son of a.
Son of a.
Son of a. Son of a. Son of a.
Son of a.
Son of a.
Are you
Are you
You serious?
are you serious?
What is up, Nightwish Army? I know it has been a long time, what feels like forever for me. Some stuff went down on the software at work, so this is fun and an escape from me, from work and all the stresses of life. And so when those demand more time, I have to put you guys on the back burner, and I hope you can forgive me. I've got many different reactions that I need to get done that have been burning on my list. I've got the songs picked out. I'm ready to start listening to them, but I can't because I've got other priorities. So anyway, we are back, and today we are going to be doing a Nightwish song, and this song is Endlessness. And I was like, which singer do I listen to? So when I went and did the research, it's only one. And so we got Floor going with us today. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe, notification bell, all those fun things to let you know when my next reaction video comes out. But today we're jumping into Endlessness. I'll probably try to knock out a couple back-to-back days to get caught up on my list, because now the goal that we did our 50 and 50 is done, is to get through the Nightwish catalog, and hopefully we do that before their next album drops, which I think is not happening anytime soon, so I've got some time. But if you have some suggestions, throw it in the comments. Like I said, my goal is to get to all of them, so it just depends on what order we're going through. And so anyway, enough of this. Let's dive into Endlessness. I am super excited, and I hope you are too. Now, I don't know what the carrion kind is, and I know you're going to help me out there. When I think of Thief, there is the main, 15, 20 years ago, the first thing that I would have thought of would have been something monetary, something was like ripped from me. But the older I get, I turned 45, oh, geez, in 2 months, two and a half months. That's going to come up faster than I'm ready for. Anyway, when I think of Thief now, as I've matured, as I've had a family that is now 2 kids in junior high, and one that is married and graduated from college and talking about starting a family soon, as life progresses, the biggest thing anything can steal from you is time, and that's immediately what I think of. And I don't know that that's what they're talking about here, but to me, in my life, anytime I think of something being stolen from me, that's all that I care about. I don't care about any of the other stuff, because time and memories, especially with mom and when she's going on with dementia, I used to be annoyed every time because they live 20 minutes away, and every time I'd see her, she'd want a big hug and um, I love you and all that just reaffirming of feelings that for a period of time it annoyed me and I didn't understand it, but I think she knew that there was something wrong. And now every time I see her, I try to beat her to the punch to get that warm embrace, that hug, because you don't know how much time is left. And well, not going to get emotional. We're going to jump back into the song, but that is exactly what I think of when I hear of anything being a thief.
I am a monster, carrion kind.
Okay, that has to be it. It has to be about time because you've got someone waiting for tomorrow to share the thief with me, to share time with me, dust with a meaning, like the dust of this earth. I want to share that precious time with somebody while I'm on this earth, precious and rare. So good. Is that it? It sounds like Marco, but right when I think I know voices in Nightwish, especially, I'm wrong. And I know that Marco isn't with the band, but is this before then or is this after then? The voice it's screaming Marco to me, and that's when I really when I get confident, that's when I get very quickly realize that I'm wrong. So who is singing this? Put that down in the comments. So either I'm right or I'm wrong. I got two choices. There's no gray area. I'm going with Marco, but I'm not quite sure. I am the grass and the maggots. Is that what he said?
I am the grass, the maggots, and the dust. I am the sterile endings, the pain of the soul, evil of an unsung life. Decades make them matter. Myriad tales shall befall on you before the even blood of us day.
This has got to be just talking about life as we're going through what does it say, before our ballad, the even ballad of our stay, like it's the dance of life, the music of life, and it's another lyrical masterpiece right before our lives, like time and life and the song of our lives. One of my favorite things when my wife and I were dating, one of our favorite things would be like just people watching, and we would sit sometimes in our cars, sometimes on a park bench, sometimes at a mall, and we would just find a random person or couple and we would ask, okay, so what song would define their life right now? And it would be, I mean, she knows way more about music than me, so she would say something and I'd be like, I've never heard that before. But it would really dive into the fact that there, especially in the Nightwish catalog, how there are songs that enter a time in your life that that song is definitive of what you're going through. And this is just like a combination of time and life and that story that is a lyrical masterpiece.
Even blood of a stay.
Is that the same singer? Because like when I am the grass and the maggots and dust, I think, or something, that sounded like Marco. But then it changes to a different tone of voice, a different pace. Like everything about it screams that there's another person. But again, if it's Nightwish, I'm probably wrong. So I don't know who that is, but I love how not only is there instrumentals and there's that edge, but then it goes into that, I don't know if soft isn't the right word either, because it's not really, it's unique is what it is. Someone in the tomorrow is waiting. That could also be easily interpreted as someone that has passed away before you is waiting for you to pass away and come and see them in whatever afterlife you believe in. I love how, like, the stresses of the last couple of weeks, it's why I haven't released that many reaction videos. And now I make myself take just 20, 30 minutes of my time to record this, to get a thumbnail put together, to get this posted, so then I can go back to what I was doing, because I needed the break, and my mind is not even thinking about the to-do list that I have. But it's truly giving me that break. It's giving me that staying sharp for the lyrics. Thank you, Nightwish. I needed this. I didn't even realize it. Now I'm going to go back and start this instrumental over a little bit, but when I see this, I think of the Northern Lights. And when I think of the Northern Lights, I was in North Dakota for a year as a assistant dean at a private high school. When I graduated high school, I did that for a year. Anyway, long story short, it was in North Dakota, which borders Canada, and so I got to see very small glimpses of the Northern Lights. And so now my mind goes to those of you on the other side of the world. I know that we don't share the same seasons, and so what may be summer for me may be winter for you, but is there an opportunity for you to see something as glorious as these Northern Lights, which is what I attribute it to? Or is there something else? Is this a regular night occurrence for you? What, like, describe them? I know the meeting of the water and how close fishing and all the things that are tied into Nightwish songs mean to the band and mean to those of you on that part of the world that doesn't. I'm landlocked. I'm in the middle of Kansas, the very middle of the United States. Like there's no clear water. Everything is runoff from farmlands, and so even the lakes and the ponds are, you can put your hand 6 inches down and you can't see it in most places. So it's one of those things that I appreciate the beauty. I can tie it into some experiences in life, but it's not a regular thing. And does it ever get to the point where you look at it and you're like, it's normal, so it doesn't wow you anymore? I don't know, but it sure would for me. Yes, I'm going to go back so that we're not interrupting the great Floor. But I was expecting more of the male, and so when Floor's voice came in, I was just pleasantly surprised to the point where I need to go back and refocus because I quit paying attention to the lyrics. I was just excited to hear Floor. I love that. Tip the Reaper to ensure that the blade is sharp. I'm a big fan of some Robin Hood, and I like them all, but one I can't remember which version it was where they were searching for Robin, um, and there's a quote of that he wanted to cut out his heart with a spoon. A spoon, cousin? Why a spoon? Because it'll hurt more, you twit. And that just cracks me up every time I think of anything dull to kill somebody with. But that tip, the Reaper to ensure that the blade is sharp. Oh, and I obviously have never died before, so I don't know this, but I would assume a sharp blade is going to come with a swift and fast and almost painless death. But that dull blade, that you think of something dull, that even if it's a reaper's blade or if it's a hatchet or whatever to decapitate someone, if they've got to just sit there and keep whacking at you because it's not a one-time thing, that's going to be a very painful death. And initially when I think tip the Reaper, I'm thinking, well, the Reaper doesn't determine where you do in the afterlife, regardless of what you believe. But this makes so much more sense as we go from beginning and valuing time and finding a mate or a spouse to enjoy that time with, to when Floor comes in speaking about an unborn child and life, and then ending with the Reaper's blade being sharp. I'm not sure if you see that. What's coming up next is the weave, and I'm half tempted just to go ahead and listen to that because why not, right? I love me some weave. Anyway, man, There at the end, I was almost mesmerized just by the orchestra that came in. Just I almost could tune out the soft singing, the ambiance, just for that violin playing was beautiful. Even normally not a high pitched person, even the sound of styrofoam rubbing together just gives me goosebumps. It makes me like when we go out to eat and have leftovers. Ask my kids if they make styrofoam noises, I will grab that and just chuck it out the window. Like no, I mean I don't because I don't want to litter and all that fun stuff, but I want to. Every bit of me wants to. That noise drives me crazy. But this song ended so beautifully, so masterfully done. And then at the end, we see the group picture of the band. So I'm assuming that Marco is in this. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my guess is that was some Marco in that song. This I don't know when Marco leaves. I just know he leaves. I don't know when. So we're gonna keep listening and find out. And I'm excited for more of this Nightwish journey. I understand there's a little bit over 135 songs. We are going to be hitting the 60-ish mark here, or 70-ish mark here soon. So we're getting close to the halfway point, which is both sad and exciting. But anyway, I am going to try to maybe revisit some songs now that I'm understanding a little bit more of the catalog. They'll probably be on my own time because I know you guys probably don't want a reaction that's not blind because I've heard it before. I don't know. Tell me if what you want, we'll do it. You guys have a good one. We'll see you later.